Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight. Wednesday the 22nd of June 2020. We do apologize for not going live last week Friday and Tuesday, which was the 21st. We do apologize for that, viewers. There was a little technical problem. You know it is when you have electronic stuff, computers and things. But nevertheless, we got it sorted out. We are live, we are up and running. So if you have your friends on Facebook, on YouTube, sitting behind television, message your friend, WhatsApp your friend, let them know, hey, Real Talk with Saeed is going live on Synergy Network, viewers. Like again, I say, we do apologize. We know you have been looking out for us to bring the up-to-date news to you in Trinidad and Tobago. We humbly apologize. But nevertheless, we are here. We are here. Remember, viewers, those of you who are looking for cash borrow, you have your vehicle, you have your house, you have your land, you're in a tight position, you need cash, contact Real Talk Group of Companies, 238-6716, 339-1670, or 242-7690. Set up an appointment, come in, meet with our trained loan officer, and they will assist you in any way possible. Remember, I am a licensed money lender, viewers. So we do everything by the book. Everything is legit. No office or no law office cannot come down on side or Real Talk Group of Companies and say, hey, all are running an illegal business. No, sir. Don't do that. Don't do that. I am a licensed money lender, and the day any officer come down in my business place and take $100 and go with it, let me tell you something. That $100 will bring $100 million for Saeed. I just want to let you know that. So, as we start off our program tonight, viewers, a little update with things that took place through Trinidad and Tobago yesterday and today. National Flour Mill Limited has announced that while it has been able to secure sufficient wheat stocks to guarantee that Trinidad and Tobago has an adequate supply of flour for the remainder of 2022, the cost of wheat to NFM has increased by a further 49% in 2022 due to the ongoing war in Ukraine. Now, Ukraine produces wheat that we need and around the world need. As a result, the company stated that in order to reduce loss in its flour division, National Flour Mill has to increase the wholesale price of flour by 33% with a suggested increase averaging 28%. On the retail price of flour to the consumers. So consumers, it's at least 28% that will be handed down to us in the grocery shelves. This decision following continued initiatives to reduce operating costs to maintain the price of flour in the face of increased supply chain challenges and soaring commodity price. Flour price were increased in January 2022, National Flour Mill's first increase since 2008. The price increase took effect from today, 22nd June 2022. Nutrimix Flour Mills has also announced that it would increase the price of its flour products. The company will therefore apply a 10 to 33% increase in the price of Country Pride and Nutrimix Premium Grade brands. Effective 27th of June 2022, Kiss Baking Company Limited has also said that it is reviewing all its costs at this time in the light of increased flour price. So viewers, we know it's our public concerns night tonight. But I want to hear from you. How will the increasing flour price affect you and your business? If you're a housewife, I want to hear from you. If you are the man working in the house and paying all the bills, we want to know by how much your grocery bill would increase. We want to know from the business sector also. So if you look down to Real Talk, call your friends, call your family, call your business partner, and let them know Saieed is going live, and we want to hear from you tonight. It's a public concerns night tonight, viewers, and I want to hear. And Trinidad and Tobago also wants to hear from you how this increase would affect you and affect your business. So as we move on now, consumers will have to dig deeper in their pockets within the next week, as two brands of rice, Old Mac and Rainbow, are set for a 5% increase. The price hike was confirmed by the CEO of Trinidad Parboil Limited / Old Mac Agro, Saieed Ali, last Friday. He stated that the price increase will take effect when the new stock of rice brands hit the shelves of supermarket. Ali stated that supermarket owners were notified of the new price adjustment, and this will be passed on to consumers in about a week or so. So with this having said by Mr. Ali, he notified them about the price increase. So hopefully from next week on the shelves with rice, they're going to be a 5% increase. Now, I'm asking the question, why it is that NFM didn't send out a release stating as of next week, Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, as the case may be, flour price would be increased to the consumer. Now, hear this. All those old stock of flour in supermarket and in warehouse, the grocery owner is going to make on those stocks. Because that would have been yesterday's stocks or the day after stocks, and today's a new price. So let's just say the grocery owner have stocks for about a month in a warehouse. You're going to make it on that, and then you're going to make it on this. It's sad, you know, it's sad, but nevertheless, that's business. Supermarket operator confirmed that there was at least 10 to 20% hike in the cost of rice in the last 6 months. When rice suppliers raised their price in February, Ali said they maintained their price, which is true. Meanwhile, CEO of Mirage Westside Supermarket and Jumbo Foods, Kumar Mirage, shared a different view, stating that consumers should brace themselves for an impending rice shortage and more price increase. He stated that because of the rice increase, there can be a shortage and an upward shift in rice price within 3 months. It's sad, you know. It's sad, you know. This is what we face in Trinidad. Cost of living is going up. It is going up. And who feels the pinch of it? The small man feels the pinch of it. The small man. Despite a global food crisis, President of the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Rajiv Dipti, have stated that he does not foresee a price or a rice shortage based on last month's ending signing of a memorandum of understanding between Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana. He stated that the MOU will provide food security for the nation. Dipti received no feedback from supermarket owners that they should brace for higher rice price or shelves running out. So viewers, we took the opportunity today to contact Rajiv. So we have him on the line live tonight. Good night, Mr. Dipti.
Good night, Saieed. Good night, Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, Rajiv, I have 2 questions for you tonight. Number 1, What are your thoughts on the increase on flour, and how do you think this will affect persons?
I think the increase is something that was inevitable given the price of wheat. However, the degree of the price increase in terms of 33%, which is what we saw in the announcement by the state-controlled national flour mill,
Yes.
is something that I believe is very onerous to consumers. Now remember, Said, we are facing price increases across the board. We are, from chicken to beef to poultry to rice last weekend. It's been a lot of price increases to take. Flour, however, is something that is a household staple, something that is a diet. When we consider what flour is for the very simple households among us, for the people that we consider underprivileged, wheat flour is considered one of the more inexpensive staples in our diet. Now, we cannot hide from the fact that there was a pandemic, and there have been factors brought forward. We cannot hide from the fact that we're in a wartime scenario, which has created certain circumstances to give for the conditions to arise. But for this situation right now, I am very disheartened for the customers for whom 33% may be hard, difficult, and disturbing for them to accept at this point in their time, as salaries are being negotiated, as the cost of fuel has increased, and the cost of living in general has seen tremendous challenges for the average citizen side.
Yes, true. Now, secondly, do you think that we would face any food shortage in Trinidad and Tobago given the flour and rice increase?
Well, let's take some positives away from National Flour Mills release. They did say that there was coverage of wheat given the contracts that they secured for the remainder of 2022. This means that the national millers can continue, and we've had similar assurances from Nutrimix. So that's definitely a positive where that's concerned. So food security aside, I think that with the supply from Guyana and where the memorandum of understanding was signed there, I think that, and especially where the talk is to establish the inter-island ferry service between TNT and Guyana, I don't think we need to worry about that, about rice in particular, too much right now. There's not been any kind of indications. May we see some acute shortages for the remainder of 2022? That is something that we're always on the pulse. There's a lot of uncertainty surrounding prices. Now, prices continue to be the major talking point in all countries right now. We've seen what's happening in the US and the UK with their situation. I do understand that the citizens here are focused about the situation here, but it's very much a worldwide phenomenon. There's always the risk that what happens in those countries trickles down here. For example, with the baby formula situation in the United States, we were able to get alternative supply from Europe. So things like that we have to keep an eye out for. It's really a very fluid situation with the supply side equation, and it's also very difficult right now for customers. What I understand from my membership and the retailers among the SACP is that the deal-oriented environment will continue. We will try our best to work with suppliers, and this has been a very good example, Saeed, of how the supermarkets have to take the prices that are being handed to them. This price increase did not originate from the supermarkets. This came to us from NFM, and the prices, this is a clear demonstration that the stores themselves are price takers.
Now, what are some of the feedbacks from the grocery that, let's just say, linked together with the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago, the owners of those supermarkets, what are their feedback on coming from them to you concerning the increase of the price?
Nobody likes to hear about price increases.
True.
No one. It's not good for business. It's not good for the families. Remember that all these business owners, all these business operators are themselves consumers with families to feed. So there is also that aspect of things where we need to consider the national interest. Because if we go back to a time now where we are rationing flour, breaking down flour, selling flour smaller, because we have to look at a situation where people are perhaps going to ration, going to budget and make us spend accordingly, then that's not good for any business owner, because it means that product sits on your shelf and in your back warehouse.
Yes.
So it's something that what's happening is, I mean, we understand the situation because we are always meeting with our suppliers who are always telling us what the challenges are. They range from access to foreign exchange, they range from the prices going up outside, they range from the limited number of ships that are available to ship the goods, creating shipment delays. So it's a multitude of challenges, Saeed.
Now, concerning shipping, is there any price deduction in shipping containers?
The prices of containers, in particular with respect to containers, have been increasing since 2020. I think we demonstrated it graphically in recent past, where if we were to go back to that situation and I were to take it from October 2019, when the cost of a container at that time was $3,500 US, to what it is now in June 2022, where the cost of a container, I am told, is fetching $20,000 US for a container. So look at what's happened in that 2.5 year period.
Yes. 22,000 US is a lot of money.
$20,000 US, yes, you are correct.
Wow. So what advice?
We also have a situation where the cost of fuel on the international market has skyrocketed. Now, while this may have benefited Trinidad and Tobago from a temporary windfall, as indicated to us by our government, it also means that we will be paying more on the international market as shipping rates have gone up to accommodate for the rise in fuel prices.
Yes.
So that's something that's also on top of the container factor.
Rajiv, I do thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing your thoughts and experience in the supermarket change. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Have a good night, Trinidad and Tobago.
So viewers, that was Mr. Rajiv Dipti, the president of the Supermarket Association for Trinidad and Tobago, sharing his views on the increase of the price of wheat and rice in Trinidad and Tobago. But as the days goes along, the weeks goes along, we will have more info from you as it hits the Supermarket Association. We will bring him live on our set hopefully one day, and you will be able to call in, and ask him questions concerning groceries and pricing and shipping and things. Hopefully maybe we will do about an hour with him, and you all will find out more about the supermarket industry in Trinidad and Tobago. So as we start off our news back, condensed milk produced regionally, such as in Jamaica, carries no duties as opposed to extra regional milk and another government guaranteed long-term facility up to 500 million in loan guarantees will soon be launched for small and medium business. Paula working. Minister of Trade Paula Gopi-Schoon stated some measures among those geared to decrease food price. She was replying to opposition Senator Wade Mark queries on rising food price and cooking oil price and steps being taken to mitigate the cost of living increase. However, Gopi-Schoon stated that the government response to price increase since 2021 includes the removal of value-added tax on some food items. Listen to this.
So government has been working proactively to monitor and address rising food prices. During fiscal 2021, the government implemented several measures to address rising prices. The zero rating of basic food items, VAT was removed from a list of basic food items as announced in the fiscal 22 national budget presentation. the suspension of the CET on basic food items. Government also pursued a continued suspension of the CET on a list of 20 basic food items. And these initiatives will keep prices and these items affordable for consumers.
Caller, good night. Hello?
Hello, good night, Saieed.
You're live on air. Go right ahead.
Yes, Saieed, good night.
Good night.
Who this weekend, was the deputy president of the Supermarket Association. What I would have liked you to ask him is why did his members store their stock that is flour when they knew that the flour was going to raise? And then they came back now this morning, bring it out and have new prices. Why didn't you ask him that and verify that plus the public?
I understand what you're saying. Thank you so much for your concerns. Now we're going back to Paula. She stated that there was a lengthy list of food items offered for zero rating in the 2022 budget and noted that the government is concerned about the population and the effect of price increase. Listen to this.
At the fiscal 2022 national budget presentation, quite a lengthy list of items was on offer for the zero rating of basic food items. It was quite a lengthy list, but I know this government is quite concerned about the population and the effect of increase in prices, and we will always have in mind the needs of the population, and of course these matters will remain before us always.
Now viewers, Gobiskun added that the inflation in Trinidad and Tobago was leveling off in March when the effects of the Russia-Ukraine war occurred. She warned that vigilance is needed and that inflation remains a cause of concerns for the government.
However, the effect on inflation of the war in Ukraine and other supply chain disruptions is far-reaching and unpredictable, so we in Trinidad and Tobago need to be vigilant. The Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago in its report indicated that supply-side factors such as the acceleration in international food prices, higher shipping costs and logistical delays had notable pass-through to domestic prices, hence leading to an increased inflationary environment.
Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead.
When you say government working on measures to decrease food price, the price has already increased. And what Paula is speaking about that they have zero rated, Kamla had all these items and much more at zero rated already. So they didn't really do nothing. But what I think a partnership government would have done, a mature government would have done, would have seen, because we have what you call a stabilization fund. When Rowley went before and took out millions and millions of US dollars, that is the purpose of this here. They would have sought to subsidize to cushion the impact from the poor and the vulnerable. So what is this government doing? Now you come and increase the price of fuel. You increase the price of basic commodity. Now on top of that, now you're coming and talk about property tax to be coming soon. This is ridiculous. This is the actions of a heartless government. People already catching hell. You go to the farm, you go to the health centers, you go to the government hospital. They give a prescription to go and buy it privately. Where is all this money going? So you see, this government is totally unfit. They have no clue. And look at the kind of ministers, though. Look at the kind of ministers. You have minister like Mr. Cummings said that he made an oversight. You know, in the academic world, when they say plagiarism, that is tantamount to murder in the normal sense of things. And it's twice this man did this thing. And these are the kind of people. Now you have an attorney general, sir, with all respect, a senior counsel come in and say you can't remember if it was junior or senior counsel. Is this the kind of people, and no action is being taken by the Prime Minister? Is this the kind of people? Remember Marlene McDonald with that check? Remember Camille Robinson Reggie with the money deposited and the use of the credit card, and now you come in to squeeze all that blood out of the people? These are the actions of a heartless
and careless governments. It is time for them to go. It is time for them to go. But they cannot manage. They cannot manage. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my friend. Gopiskun added that this country is experiencing imported inflation because it depends on imports of food and other products. Now I will tell you something. She said it's because it depends on imports of food and other products. Why doesn't the government look to partner or look to bring in companies into Trinidad that would set up plants, companies in Trinidad that would manufacture supplies that we need? She is a trade minister, and this is what she should be doing. Looking for companies outside to come and set up shop in Trinidad that would supply us with produce and products that we import from outside, and also when they set up a small shop here, they could even manufacture it and send it outside also. That is what they should have been doing. When you're in the trade industry and you want to grow your country and you tell yourself, you know what, I am here to serve my people, and what do we see comes out of it? What do we see? In 5 years, or for the last 7 years, how many trade or trade agreements have taken place in Trinidad? How many? Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Mr. Ali, if I can remember correctly, and you can correct me if I am wrong, Mr. Imber did say, I think it was last week, that he can assure the public that food prices will not go up because of the gas price increase.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So, what is going on? And then they want to say they have our best interest at heart. You know, the best thing for people to do right now is to plant grass. Because you know what? That's the only thing growing in this kind of weather right now. Because we can't get cassava, we can't get yam, and we can't get dashi. That is what we have. That is the staple food that we have to eat to substitute for the flour. And people in this country going to support it whether or not it goes up. We don't know how to stand up for our rights in this country. And this is what the government is taking advantage of. With the set of illiterate ministers that they have in this government right now, running this country, making decisions that is not right for the country and not moving us ahead. Every other country, because of the Ukraine war, every other country is giving back to their people. But this country is the only country that is only taken from the people. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, hear this now. If anybody is looking at Real Talk of the Caribbean, could you please call in and say if rice and flour raised in your country? I know I have a lot of viewers from Grenada, from Barbados, from Guyana, from Jamaica, St. Kitts going up the Caribbean. Could you please call in and say if the flour price in your country has risen? You see, we need to find out, because I will tell you something. The reason why I am asking this is the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago took a decision to raise gas price, while in Guyana, that cabinet took a decision to reduce taxes on gas. In Barbados, Miamoti's cabinet took a decision to drop the gas price. But here in Trinidad, we raise it. So if you are looking on from any Caribbean countries, from Trinidad go straight up to St. Kitts or any part of the world, could you please call in and tell us if rice and flour raised in your country? We would really like to find out that tonight. Caller, good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Alcohol should have gone by 23%, not flour. And one more thing, I am looking forward to the next conversation and the next topic that we'll be talking about sooner or later. because it's a matter of time before we stop talking about the flower and we go on back to normal until something come up again, and then we on that. All the best.
Thank you, my friend. You see, this is what we need to know. We need to know if rice and flour raised in Guyana, in Jamaica, in St. Vincent, in the Grenadines, we need to know that. This is what we need to know. Because we have two neighboring countries reduce gas. They didn't say anything about the war, you know. This cabinet here said that, well, you know, because of the war, we took in front. So I would really like somebody from up the Caribbean to call in. Call in and tell us. I would really like to know that. So viewers, it's our real public concerns tonight where we deal with the road, the bridges, the drain, the councillors, the MP. You're not seeing them, you're not hearing them, they're not in office, they're not working in the community, you're not seeing them at all, at all, at all. So it's almost 25 to the hour of 8 and we're going to start our public concerns tonight. But feel free, we're going to give you an exception tonight, feel free to call in concerning the price increase and how it will affect you in our country. So as we start off tonight, despite the heated confrontation between a UNC councillor and a WASA police on Tuesday over the burning of tires to protest bad road condition at Harris Village, South Oropouche, residents were not afraid and staged a fiery protest and other locations a short distance away. Advocate San Francisco North Councillor Dudnat Mehur was about to light the tire near a WASA worksite along the main road near Bridget Trace when a WASA officer intervened. Mehur complained that the action was necessary because residents and motorists were affected. They were affected by the road condition and called on Public Utility Minister to ensure WASA fix the road. Faizabad MP Lakram Bodhi also stated that the line replacement project along that road started 2 years ago, but it was being done in parts. In a statement, WASA said, permanent road restoration works along South Oropouche Main Road, Avocat, are scheduled to be completed on Thursday. WASA stated that works were delayed due to inclement weather conditions. So viewers, I will tell you something. 2 years now, that project started. And they say it was to be ended on Tuesday coming. So for the last 2 years, we had inclement weather condition in Trinidad. I want to know. Because every time WASA seems to release something, it's always about the weather, the weather, the weather. Look at the condition of the road down there. Look at that. Look at that. People fed up. They just fed up of the condition of the roads. How long will we continue with this trend that we are going on with? How long? Every weekend is a new shock, a new tire, your tire bend. Throughout Trinidad and Tobago have potholes and potholes young one. When is it going to stop? When are we going? Or when is the ministry really going to get together and fix the road? We have a pitch lake down here. We have a pitch lake that never runs out of pitch. But yet we having a problem. Yet we having a problem. Why is this? Those in authority, is it that they do not have a vision, or they don't know how to manage a vision, or they don't know what coming next, or what to do next to better the country? I mean, we have millions of dollars in Trinidad and Tobago in the treasury, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm definitely sure about that. Why am I so sure? Here it is. when the PNM took office, the Prime Minister said, we have money in the treasury to run Trinidad and Tobago for 3 days. Was 3 days now? 3 days when the Prime Minister said that. Out of that 3 days came a painting for $3 million. All I remember that Trinidad and Tobago? How many of you remember that? Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
My friend, how are you?
I'm very well.
Thanks.
I'm looking on.
Glad to hear that.
Who destroyed the cocoa, the coffee, the sugar cane, the rice? Farmers in this country was blooming.
The cocoa coffee.
And they just give the people so much pressure. And that was it. They had to stop planting rice, all the man machinery rotting down all in Carolina. And now people quarreling about the price of rice raising. And who vote them back into power? Leave these people alone, let them get the price. Leave them, don't kill yourself, pride. You're too old for it, go enjoy your life.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. But I mean, somebody had to stand up for the poor people too. Somebody had to stand up. Because just now, pensioners, hey, if a pensioner used to buy a whole nip of flour, just now they got to buy half nip, you know. Understand what I'm telling earlier? Understand what I'm telling earlier? So if NFM had flour to last us the rest of this year, why did they increase the price? Why did they increase the price? Common sense. Think. And on top of that now we have a shortage of US currency. A shortage of US currency. Imagine that. A couple of days back, my girl going to put some money in the bank, some US. Hear this, I was telling a businessman yesterday. She wanted to put some US in the bank because I'm doing a little business outside of Trinidad and Tobago. So when she went to the bank now, the teller telling her, well, you know, we can't put this into your account. We can't put this US into your account. So she asked why? She said, well, we want to know where you get the money from. She said, well, my husband buy the money because we do some business. Here the teller, we can't accept the money. I said, okay. So she called me, she said, Saeed, could you just come in the bank for a minute? I said, okay, no problem. So I went in the bank. I said, so why Tizala don't want to deposit the money into your account? I said, bring down the manager now. Because it seems as though you cannot answer our question. So the manager came down. So I said, boss man, good day, good day. He said, good day, Saeed. He recognized me. So I said, boss, hear this now. You know my wife banking with her? He said, yes. I said, so here it is. She come with some money to put in, to transfer from here to there because she wants to buy something. So, he said, Saeed, I understand what you're saying. I said, so why it is that I don't want to put the money? She said, Saeed, you have to have proof of where the money came from. I said, okay. I said, so what type of proof I need? She said, you need some form of proof where you get the money. I said, okay, not a problem. So, I asked him, I said, hey, you all have US to sell to me? So, I quote him a figure. He said, no, Saeed, we have no US to sell. I said, good. I said, listen this. I said, you have no US to sell me so that I could buy what my wife needs from another country. She said, we have none to sell. I said, now you're refusing me now when I gather my little bit of US to put it into all your bank, to ship it outside, to get where I want. You denying me now. He didn't answer that. He didn't answer that. I said, you see, there's the thing. I say, if you tell me you have US and I'm willing to buy it because my wife see a product outside on the next country she needs. I say, right now you deny me my rights. What is my right? To go into the commercial bank and purchase US. That is my rights. That is my rights. So, nevertheless, I end up getting some receipts from those who I purchased the US from, and I carried it. I say, hey, this is all the proof I could get. He remained with his mouth zipped. Big heated argument. Big heated argument. I wouldn't say which bank, but the next time I'm going there and I follow to them, I go mention the bank name. Caller, good night.
Good night, good night. This is the imitation vaccine vegan boy.
How you going, my friend?
I good. I think I sabbatical. Listen to me. 4,000, yeah? 4,000, that's my weekend, right?
Yes.
All right. Let me tell you how we could win that confrontation you had with the bank and the manager. You see a Balize card, if you had one, you shall make it forward while you're talking to him.
Hey, I hear that 50% discount anyway. Go who a Balize card. I don't know if that's correct.
Listen to me. And I want everybody in Trinidad to know that. I was contacted today that my Visa credit card was compromised. And I'm hearing a lot of people, and the banks and them are saying nothing. And I hear they want to start to pay people, the government want to pay people electronically.
Electronically, yes.
And we can't fix that. We can't even get internet connection. So what they're trying to do, tell people to send their money in the bank and they are getting money.
Correct.
You see how it's always a nice
That's smart.
way to tell people they are getting no money?
That's smart.
You understand? Now
Yeah.
the other thing is, my mamu comings and goings. I hear you really fail the exam, you know. That's why you withdraw. No, hear what I want.
Quietly he withdraw.
Right, but listen to me. Was his courses at the University of the West Indies gate funded? You know, at that time they was given gate for even if you wanted to do a training dog course, the government was funding it. Everybody told them the canary and the dog. And I am sure I go wager like $100. I know you don't like the gamble.
Oh God, I don't gamble.
$100, he got gate. And the fact he failed the UE, everything he's supposed to pay back.
Correct.
That's why I say he's cheating us.
Well said.
He's cheating the high performers, meritocracy, the children who deserve it will not get it because people skullduggery like that. You understand? And nobody.
I understand what you're saying.
They should demand that he pay back. It's not only a cheat. Plagiarism is a serious thing. You understand? He should be banned from all tertiary education system. That's what they should do. We should pass a law in Parliament now. People who get gate funded and they do plagiarism, they should take it back because a lot of them government ministers they pay back the gate again. Are gone.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. So we're going to MP Anita Haynes. She has stated that bad weather had worsened the deplorable road condition in Brasso, Venadu, in Grand Couva, in Caratal, in Coruscant, in Guayakara, and in San Fabian. Haynes called on the Ministry of Works and Transport to immediately repair deteriorated road and landslips. The MP states that in 2020, road identified for repair had not been touched by the ministry, and heavy rains caused many roads in the constituency impassable. Hear this now. All hear this now. Hear this, eh? It is easier for the Ministry of Works and Transport Department to use the regional corporation to fix the roads and landslips than to hire a contractor. Let me tell you something. A contractor will take $5 million to build a landslip. $5 million. You know, Works and County Department, they have backhoe, they have excavator, they have trucks, they have shovel, they have oil barrel, they have wheelbarrow, and they have workmanship. They have engineers, they have supervisors, they have managers. You all aware of that? Are you all aware of that? Works department and county council department have all those that I have just mentioned. But you know what? They cannot do the work. A contractor has to get the work. Why are we paying contractors millions of dollars to fix a landslip or to fix the road when the highway division could fix the highway? When Princeton Regional Corporation or Penal Debe or Siparia or Talparo Regional Corporation, you give them a little funding and they patch up the road and they oil it with the farmer and they will borrow it behind with the oil can and they fix the road. And they fix the road. They might even fix it better than some contractors. And I will tell you something, you create employment. You create employment. Instead of spending $5 million, you spend $1 million in works. You give them some material, and we go to go. You save $4 million. But you give one contractor $5 million to fix 3 kilometer road. And when we done fix the 3 kilometer road now, all ever went up Manzalina, when the tides are high, that's how the road is ended up with. And the supervisor and the manager who working with the contractor, they would say, you know what, that piece of road pass. Yeah. It pass. And when you're passing on the road now, you say, now in a car and you're going so. $5 million done. $5 million spent to do a 2 kilometer road and you're going so. It's a stinking shame and disgrace on the ministry of works that we have in Trinidad and Tobago. Is a stinking shame and disgrace. It stinks. And you know what we're going to say? You know what we're going to say? Great is the PNM. I know business who vex, because at the end of the day, I'm stating the facts. Because all those UNC, all those PNM, and all those other political parties, these citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, all of us when we go in Maya Road, whether we be UNC or be PNM, we using the Maya Road. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, we fighting on one another as human beings. Oh, I for PNM, oh, I for UNC. And when then both of all here driving all the car on the road and all are going so. Now let's say something now. Say something now. Flour price gone up, rice gone up. You think the UNC people paying a different price than the PNM people? No, we don't see head in Trinidad and Tobago. We fighting among we own brother and sister for who's UNC and who's PNM. And when done, all are we going in the supermarket and paying the same price. We are clowns in Trinidad. We are duncy head people in Trinidad and Tobago. Let me tell you something. Until we are open we eyes, and we are open we ears, we will continue fighting now our neighbor who is UNC or PNM. That is what we go do. You think I come here for friends? No, I didn't come here for friends. I come to let all you know the reality of life that we face in our country, what we call Trinidad and Tobago. That is the reality we face. When books raise to send our child to school, you think the UNC people and PNM people paying a different price? No, we don't see head. We go in UNC and PNM and pay the same price. We pay the same price. We wouldn't fight for a lower cost of education, you know. No. We don't want to kill we neighbor because them is UNC or them is PNM. That is how foolish we are in Trinidad. I don't talk race. I don't talk politics. I am talking the facts that what we live among in our own country. We wouldn't open we eye. We wouldn't open we eye. We pay $1,000 to go in a fete. $1,000 to go in a fete. And when the doubles man raise doubles, we complaining. We complaining. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead.
The situation with these people and them to patch the road. When they're organizing the patch the road and stuff and then like that,
what they're doing, it doesn't last all that long, but it will still be a help to avoid the people from getting their vehicle damaged. But what the people are supposed to do in the country is to start to sue the Ministry of Works
Exactly.
for not fixing the road.
Yeah.
And the next thing about it again is this now, is that the government now paying contractors to fix the road, but then after they should eliminate the Ministry of Work, the shut it down.
Yes.
Shut down the regional corporation, get rid of all the workers of them, then the union goes start to bouncing now to start to defend them. Because what they do, they're doing nothing for the money that they're getting. And we money just going, so it's double money now. Here we're going on. Tax, it's money for contractor and money to pay them for doing nothing. So at the end of the day, it's double money, double portion of money spending. So if they let go everybody from the Ministry of Work, shut down the regional corporation and put everything for contractors and see what will happen in this country. Good night.
Thanks, my friend. I believe we will have a bad road. Real bad roads in Trinidad. Because I will tell you something. The contractor will suck money and the road will be a little more worse. You know why I say that? Because then the contractor now will become dependent. We the citizens will become dependent on the contractor and the contractor ain't go business. Because they don't have business. They don't have business. So stayed with Anita. She said, constituency have been prevented from getting to work and back home. And the infrastructure had also forced the closure of the Brasso Government Primary School. Venadu Government Primary School. Hayes added that she wrote to the Ministry of Works and Transport in 2020 appealing for the worst part of Brasso Tamina Road to be repaired, but those letters were ignored and residents had no choice but to purchase material and attempt to temporarily fix their own road. That is the state we reach. Caller, good night.
Yes, sir. Good night. This is one Alwyn Shade, a retiree from MTS. They owe me 8 years now money. I retire here now. I'm not working anywhere. Every time I go to collect money, they give me a set up. Could you hear that from please? I would like to get my money.
So here it is. You are a retiree from MTS.
Yes, sir.
8 years now they owing you money.
Yes, sir.
And no reply as to when you're getting your money.
No, every time I go, they give me a set up and I'm not working anywhere right now. I'm 61 years.
Wow. Thank you, my friend, for highlighting it.
Thank you.
It's such a sad, stinking state, you know. It's such a sad, stinking state, you know. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. I ain't come here to butter up nothing for you, you know. I ain't come here to sprinkle no sugar and jam and say, well, watch me, this sweet, you know. No, I'm here to give you the real facts. That is what I am here to give you. The real issue we are dealing with in Trinidad and Tobago. So here it is. Residents of Diamond Road in Princestown are pleading with the government to fix the road in their area. One resident stated that on numerous occasions, other villagers came out and tried to fix their road because no help was given. It's sad, you know, boy. It's sad, you know. We have anything for that? A video? Look at that. Look at that. Prime Minister Bolin, wean off the government. Wean off the government. The government not doing what they're supposed to do. But wean off the government. How will you feel now, Trinidad and Tobago? How will you feel now that the Prime Minister said to you, hey, wean off me, you know. Is it me and my government? Or wean off me, you know. Or go all your way, you know. Do all you want, you know. Just like when he said to all you, I ain't going and beg for no COVID-19 vaccine for all you, you know. What he told you, automatically, what did he tell you? That is your problem. If you live or you die, if you get COVID or not, that is not my business. And that was that's what technically that's what the Prime Minister is saying. I ain't begging for all you. The opposition had to beg India for it. But he ain't going to India. He's going to purchase it down in Africa. And what we say? Great is the body that runs Trinidad and Tobago. We like it. Well, if you like come to butter up something here for you, I ain't come to butter up no bread for you. I ain't come to butter up no bread for you. Goldsboro farmers are continuing to experience a shortage of water to supply their crops. THA Chief Secretary Farley Augustine told the farmers that they need to find a way to become the breadbasket of the Tobago space, producing a lot more than what is eaten. One farmer stated that she has been farming for over 15 years, but water remains the biggest challenges to the sector. Augustine said that the irrigation project by previous administration cost THA $13 million. But how much is the line cost, and we see where it gone? And they're going to take that money and pump it into the irrigation system or the irrigation project? Farley, where you gone, boy? It's sad, stinking sad. Persons are complaining that after paying for water connection, they still has not received it. One resident from Tirupona stated that 2 years has passed and no assistance was given. Hear this now, those people in those connection sites, like they're sleeping or what? What's the connection department? The department that goes house to house to connect from the house to the water line, like all on vacation? All on vacation? But you know what? Hear this. We ain't taking no 2%, we want more money. This is the reality. You going to tell me somebody had to wait 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to get connection? Well, WASA workers, brace all yourself. Brace all yourself. Because I here have 3,000 letters ready to distribute. Who told you that side? Toodly doodly doodly doo doo doo. You know, I like my tune. Brace all yourself. Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan have stated that his ministry is pursuing all avenues to ensure the necessary steps are taken to mitigate flooding. He said it was time to raise above it was time to raise above the blunt politicking which feeds the country the wrong narrative that flooding is a problem of the government, rather than to seek to work together as a country to mitigate what is an increasing global occurrence. If all you ain't cleaning the water course during the crop season, when the rainy season comes in, what you expect? Sinanan added that the Ministry of Works and Transport is undertaking its yearly aggressive campaign gearing at mitigating occurrence of flood. The ministry also noted that the issues of building settlement in low-lying areas continue to increase in the increasing flooding. So viewers, a rerun of this program is at 11:30 to 12:30 tomorrow. 11:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m. And we're going to be right back here on Thursday, the 23rd of June, 2022 for another episode of Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Hey, for those of you who are looking to get that 3.5% on your hard-earned cash, come on down to Real Talk Group of Companies or contact me at 3391670 or 2386716. 2427690 is our South Office. Remember, our South Office is a sub-office. You could go in and find out your information and file an application for a loan. It is only being granted at Real Talk Group of Company in our central area, central office. So viewers, it's been a pleasure with you. I just want to say thank you for joining us tonight. Let your friends and family know that Real Talk with Saieed Ali is back on the airwaves Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. For those of you who trying to sabotage Real Talk, let me tell you something, come good, you know. Because if I snap my finger and I send something for you, all you want to know what tap all in all your head. So be very careful of Saieed and how you interfere with Saieed business. That's just a warning. The next time, all you feel it. Until we meet again, good night.